Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Theory Made Simple. Today we're going to talk about seventh chords. Seventh chords are like triads plus an interval. So let me explain. Last time we talked about triads, and through intervals and triads, I've kept everything centered around C. Right? So we're going to continue with that. So here we have the note C. We have C to E here, which is a major third, if you watch my intervals video, right? C to E to G is a C major triad. If you checked out the triads video, and C to E to G to B is a C major 7 chord. And today, we're going to talk about 7 chords. So if we go through the entire C major scale, building diatonic major 7 chords, this is what we get. So let's go through 7th chords in the root position so you can learn how to build them. And then we're going to talk about an easier way to play them to apply to the guitar. Since I'm doing all these theory videos on guitar, maybe I should call it Theory for Guitar. What do you think? Let me know. Here's C major 7, right? C, E, G, B. So this is root, 3rd, 5th, 7th. So the third is called the third because it's between the distance of the root, C, and E, we get a major third. So root, third. So F, A, C, E. F to A is a major third. A to C is a minor third. C to E is a major third. Built the same way as a C major 7 chord, because they're both major 7 chords, right? In root position. So any major 7 chord in any key built in root position is going to be structurally built the same way. It's going to sound the same. It's just going to be in a different key. For example, let's take this F major chord and leave the key of C for a second. I'm just going to shift it around the neck. So it's going to be the exact same shape. I'm just going to move it up and down in frets, right? So this is the exact same thing as this. It's just that this is in the key of G flat. Let's compare these a different way. Again, we're going to be leaving the key of C major. So this is F major 7, right? This is F minor 7. Right? So that's the difference between a major chord and a minor chord. Moving on to the next chord in the C major scale, we have G dominant 7. You heard of the qualities major, minor, diminished, and augmented. So dominant is something that only comes into play in 7th chord territory. This is a G dominant 7 chord, often just referred to as a G7 chord. So you've got a major third, a minor third, and then another minor third, or a major triad with the minor third on top. That's root, third, 5, flat 7. This is another minor 7 chord. A, C, E, G. Minor third, major third, minor third. Or a minor triad with a minor third on top. Gets you a minor 7 chord. A is the root, C is the flat third, E is the 5th, G is the flat 7. If we move up to the next chord, we get a B half diminished 7 chord. So that is a minor third, B to D, another minor third, D to F, and then a major third, F to A. If we move up again, we're back at C major 7. So we went over major chords, minor chords, dominant chords, and half diminished chords, right? And those all appear in the C major scale if you just build 7 chords through the scale, right? There's another type of 7 chord, which is called a fully diminished 7th, or a diminished 7th, as opposed to the half diminished 7 chord. If we go back to the half diminished 7 chord, B, D, F, A for a second, and we drop the A down to an A flat, then we have a fully diminished 7 chord. Now, a fully diminished 7 chord is actually all minor thirds. So B to D is a minor third, D to F is a minor third, F to A flat, also a minor third. So a half diminished 7th chord is a minor third, a minor third, a major third. Fully diminished 7th chords are all minor thirds, right? They're a minor third, a minor third, a minor third. I want to show you the easier way to play these chords for guitar players, because we're guitar players here. So instead of playing the chords in root position, or, you know, strictly the textbook definition of root position anyway, we're going to move the third of each chord up an octave, because that way we can just do these really easy bar chords. So as opposed to playing C major 7 like this, which is 3rd fret of the A string for C, 2nd fret of the D string for E, then the open G and B strings, we're going to bar the 3rd fret to play C, put our ring finger down on the 5th fret of the D string to get G, put our middle finger down on the 4th fret of the G string to get B, and put our pinky down on the 5th fret of the B string to get E. So that's also C major 7, it's just the 3rd E is on the top now. So it goes root, 5th, 7th, 3rd. Personally, I think this sounds nicer. It's a more open voicing, as well as this type of voicing is easier and more comfortable to play and take up through the rest of the scale, as opposed to playing this, which is easy, and then going here, which for some people this chord is probably impossible, but even if you have really big hands like me, it's not really the most comfortable chord in the world. Anyway, so C, G, B, E, like this. We're going to move up. We're going to play this shape for D minor 7. So this is 5th fret of the A string, 7th fret of the D string, back to the bar with our pointer finger for the 5th fret of the G string, and then the 6th fret of the B string we're going to play with our middle finger, and then the bar again accounts for the highest note, but we're not going to play the highest note. can, it sounds nice. It sounds good on all these chords. But we're just sticking to these 4 center notes. The high note is just the 5th again, which is fine, but doesn't really add a lot to the chord. Anyways, so from low to high, we have root, 5th, 7th, 3rd again. So that's D, A, C, F in this case. We're going to move up again, keep this exact same shape, just go up 2 frets. So now we still have root, 5th, 7th, 3rd. By the way, for minor 7 chords, if I haven't said this yet, I think I have though, it's root, 5th, flat 7, flat 3. Because in our musical system, everything relates back to the major scale. So if we're adjusting from that, sometimes we have to add flats or sharps. Anyways, so D, A, C, F. You have root, 5th, flat 7, flat 3. That's D, A, C, F. We're going to move up 1 fret and go back to the major 7 shape that we got from here. For F major 7. So now we have, this finger is barring the top 5 strings of the guitar, and then our ring finger is going to be on the 10th fret of the D string. Our middle finger is going to be on the 9th fret of the G string, and our pinky is going to be on the 10th fret of the B string, which gets us F, C, E, A. So that's the root, 5th, 7th, 3rd. If we go up 2 more frets, we're going to play a dominant 7 shape. All we have to do is move our hand from this F major 7 shape up 2 frets and take our middle finger off. Now we have a dominant 7 shape. So that's the pointer finger barring the 10th fret, and then our ring finger is on the 12th fret of the D string, and our pinky finger is on the 12th fret of the B string. That gets you G, the root, D, the 5th, F, the flat 7, and B, the 3rd. Tell me if you're seeing a pattern here, because it's all about patterns and shapes, guys. We're going to move up 2 more frets and play the minor shape again. Right? So pointer finger barring the 12th fret, ring finger pressed down on the 14th fret of the D string. The G string is barred at the 12th fret by the pointer finger. The middle finger plays the 13th fret of the B string. So we get A, E, G, C, root, 5th, flat 7, flat 3. This shape that we're about to play is a little bit different. So if we move up 2 more frets, bar the 14th fret with our pointer finger, put our middle finger down on the 15th fret of the D string, and put our ring finger down on the 15th fret of the B string, we get a B half diminished 7 chord. So that's root, flat 5, flat 7, flat 3, B, F, A, D, right? So the 5th is flatted, but we're still going root, 5th, 7th, 3rd. Well, the 5th and the 3rd and the 7th are all flatted. And then if we go up 1 more fret and make the major 7 shape again, that gets us back to C major 7. So that's how you play all those chords comfortably on the guitar and maintain the same type of voicing for each chord while going up through the scale, right? So let's just hear it all together. So. So now we're going to take 1 chord starting at major and dropping notes 1 fret at a time, or a half step down at a time this way down the neck. We're going to make our way all the way over from major to fully diminished. So it's going to go major 7, major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, half diminished 7, fully diminished 7, right? So let's take E major 7. So that's E major 7, right? We have our pointer finger barring the top 5 strings at the 7th fret. We have our ring finger on the 9th fret of the D string. We have our middle finger on the 8th fret of the G string. And then our pinky finger is also on the 9th fret of the B string to play E, B, D sharp, G sharp. Now we're going to make this dominant, and all we're going to do is lift up our middle finger so that the note that our middle finger is playing, D sharp, gets dropped down to the bar of our pointer finger to play D natural. So now we're going to have E, the root, B, the 5th, D, the flat 7, and then up here on the B string, we're going to have G sharp, which is the 3rd. So now we're playing a dominant chord. Now, we're going to take our middle finger that we just lifted off of the major 7 chord to make this dominant, and we're going to put it on the B string, and we're going to lift our pinky up to give us a minor 7 shape. So now we have E, the root, B, the 5th, D, the flat 7, and G natural, the flat 3rd. Right? So now we're going to switch our middle finger and our ring finger. We're going to take our middle finger and bring it up to the 8th fret of the D string to play the flat 5, which is going to be B flat. And then we're going to take our ring finger and put it where our middle finger was, which was the 8th fret of the B string, so that we still have that G natural in there. So that's going to get us E, the root, B flat, the flat 5, D, the flat 7, and G, the flat 3rd. So that gets us a half diminished 7 chord voicing. Root, flat 5, flat 7, flat 3. Now, in order to get a fully diminished 7th chord, we actually have to drop the 7th, which is already flatted, down another half step, which actually gets us the natural 6 based off of the E, right? Which in this case is going to be C sharp. Why is that the natural 6? Because in an E major scale, this is the 6th note. Also, the distance from E to C sharp is a major 6th interval, which sounds like my Bonnie lies over the ocean, blah, blah, blah. So if you check out my intervals video, I'll explain what that is based around C. So C to A, right? That's a major 6, and if you just shift that up, now we're in the key of E. E to C sharp, major 6th interval. So we're at this half diminished 7 chord, right? So we have E, the root, B flat, the flat 5, D, the flat 7, and G, the flat 3rd. So we're going to take our pinky, which is just kind of hanging out over here, and we're going to put that where our ring finger is. We're going to take our ring finger, put it where our middle finger is. We're going to take our middle finger, put it where our pointer finger is on the A string. And we're going to take our pointer finger and put it on the 6th fret of the G string. And now we have our fully diminished 7 chord. So that is E, the root, B flat, the flat 5, C sharp or D flat, the natural 6th, and G, the flat 3rd. So let's hear each chord quality one after the other. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please hit like, and if you want to see more of this kind of video, just hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I make new videos. Take it easy. Peace out.